right, there we go. Good evening, everybody. Why do you sound so depressed and tired? It's springtime. The weather's good. All right, good evening, everyone. There we go. That's much better. I hope everyone who's tuned into our live stream is a little more lively than our live studio audience this evening. Nevertheless, we should get you worked up before we are finished, before I'm done with you. So, my name is Rob van der Bijl. I'm one of the executives here at DuePoint. I'm going to be spending a little more than typically what we do during our intro presentation, because this evening is a different format. It's a special format. It's a format that I enjoy most in my month here at DuePoint, and that's because it's Tell All Tuesday. And Tell All Tuesday, we get to invite new people up onto stage, new wealth engineers, people doing this business, to come share their experience of what DuePoint has done in their lives. And so that's what makes it very exciting for me as we get to speak to these individuals, and hopefully they get to speak to you, because they were in exactly the same place as you once upon a time. They were sitting in the seat watching this presentation for the first time ever. The difference is they became intentional about the business. And so I hope to give you enough information this evening so that you can make a very intentional decision by the end of this evening. And so with the testimonies this evening, we'll probably be about 50 minutes or so in our presentation. If you have any questions, reserve those until after we're done. You're, I hope, being hosted by someone. Someone's introduced you to this business, so go speak to those people after the presentation's done, and you're most welcome to come chat to me and some of the other staff. Brendan's also here this evening. So let's begin without any further ado. So, DuePoint, you're at our head office, but we're a division of another company called Constantia Insurance Company Limited. We are a registered insurance company. We have been in business since 1952. So we are a very well-established insurance company. Although DuePoint is fairly new as a division. We were formed about 3.5 years ago. So in February 2016, we opened our doors. And about 6 months before that, a number of factors came together in forming this business. And so I'm going to go through these because it gives you context to the relevance of our business. Not only for ourselves, but for you, because this business, as you can see, is something that is focused very much on social entrepreneurship. It is focused on community. And that's the impact that we want to have. The impact that we want to have is economic impact. It's financial impact. It's the one reason that you are here this evening. You're not here for the free tea and coffee. Maybe you are. Right? You're here for the money. Right? We can be blunt about it. No need to mince our words. You're here for the money. Right? It is out of necessity that you're here. You're not here to perhaps make friends, but you will make friends in this business. Your number one reason for making it out here this evening, for tuning into this live stream, is because of the economic necessity, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Don't you wish your day job paid you the number you wanted? That it went up 10% every single year? That it beat inflation? That your retirement was looking rosy? And you were looking forward to it? Right? But that's not reality, is it? And so out of necessity, we're here looking at this business. And so what we've done with DuePoint, very different to the other businesses we've been involved in, is we've opened this business up to partnering with community. This business is really all about social entrepreneurship. It is an opportunity for you to become a stakeholder in this business, to come partner with us. And so our mandate together, our goal together in this partnership, is to create a greater DuePoint, because we aspire to creating a business that has social impact in every corner of South Africa, and perhaps even beyond these borders. Right? If we can create a business that empowers people, that gives people their dignity back, well, then we're successful as a business. And we need your help to do that, right? And at the same time, we hope that we can change your circumstances dramatically with this business. And so our mandate becomes to go out and connect other people, to spread this good news, to spread the word of this business, to go connect other people, right? And if you're able to connect people successfully into DuePoint, you get to create this stake, this what we call a channel of distribution for yourself here at DuePoint. And if you're able to do that, well, then you get to tap into a host of benefits that this business offers. So number one, you get to create additional income for yourself, right? That's the primary reason that you're here. But in starting to learn about DuePoint, I hope what will happen this evening is that you will start to realize that DuePoint is really head and shoulders above many other, perhaps every other business opportunity in the country. We firmly believe with all our heart that this is the number one business opportunity in the country, right? These benefits that we're about to go through should be explanation enough so that you're able to make that decision and go, yes, DuePoint does look better than any other business opportunity that I've ever seen and perhaps will ever see, right? Because our long-term ambition is to create long-term relationships with you. We want long-term relationships with you, right? And in saying that, we give the ability to create recurring income. When I talk about becoming a stakeholder of this business, you get to share in the upside of this business. Right? And that's in the form of recurring income, because insurance companies create recurring income. And the nature of recurring income is wonderful because it's very much the opposite of employment. Employment is tied to your activity. Right? Your boss tells you what time you get to work, whether you get a tea break, whether you get a lunch break, how much leave you're allowed, what time you're allowed to go home, if you get sick leave, if you get maternity leave, if you got paternity leave. All these conditions based around time, activity. It is a constraint to you. Because in our economy, it represents so much risk. Because if you can't go to work, you can't earn an income. Here at DuePoint, we don't pay you for activity. This is not a commission-based business. It's not a sales-based business. It is a business that you get to create a stake, a channel of distribution that pays you every single month, whether you're working or not, on your ability to build, to connect people into this business. And it mitigates all that risk, right? It'll become more apparent when I emphasize the power of creating an asset that you own in this business. And then you get to tap in the power of duplication. We give you the ability, the opportunity to benefit out of building an effective team around you. If you can go connect effective people that do the same thing you're doing, that help you connect more people, your channel of distribution will grow much faster than it can on your own efforts. And that means your income can grow much faster than it would on your own efforts. Again, the antithesis of employment. Because if you go ask your boss tomorrow morning, what is the most I can earn in this industry, or the job I do, or within this business, your boss will be able to tell you. You might not even have to ask him. You might know. This is the ceiling. You can go Google it. What do designers earn? What do accountants earn? What do miners earn? We're placed in this box. Here at DuePoint, you're free to earn as much money as you want. You're free to create as great a stake in this insurance business as you want. There's no limit to it. Bring in an effective team and you can see your income grow exponentially, not 3% a year. Right? We're even lucky. We deem ourselves lucky if we even get a 3% increase in our salaries a year, right, in this economy. And then you have the ability to build your channel of distribution anywhere in the country at any time of the day. Why? Because we've invested heavily in technology. Because technology makes business easier, faster, and simpler. And you get to use that. You get to leverage that. You can connect someone in, thinking of a funny little town, Pofadder. I don't even know where that is. It sounds like a dangerous town. Pofadder. Who wants to go to a town called Pofadder? You could connect someone there this evening without any cost to you. You're able to build a channel anywhere in the country because of technology, right? And then at the same time, we've given you this service, this benefit of wealth protection, not only through our products, but we've got a new service called Legal Access that is available for every single person that is active in our business. What is legal access? It's a lawyer on the other end of a phone, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, for nothing. You get that by just being a participant in this business. And then we've designed the business to be accessible, as accessible as possible. Why? Because remember, I said your aspiration is to create a business that creates social impact in every corner of the country. And so we have to make this accessible to everybody. We don't have qualifications or experience requirements. We've designed the business to be as low risk as possible because this evening, when you're considering doing this business, you should feel no fear. How often have you been having to consider a business opportunity when you go, is the reward worth the risk? Is it worth the risk? How much time, how much money is it going to take to make this thing work for me? Here at DuePoint, you can be skeptical about this business. You can know nothing about the business, and you're still free to try it because we've designed it without any risk. That makes it accessible to everybody, right? And that means you can connect everyone to the business. Everybody. And then for me, probably the most important benefit, the most valuable benefit, is having the knowledge that you're building something you have ownership over. Who's got ownership in the businesses they work at? No one? If you're a wealth engineer, don't put your hand up. Think about it, right? Majority of us are involved in employment, but we don't get to share in the upside of the businesses we work for. What is the upside? The upside is when the business does well, you do well. When the business does well, you get an increase. When the business makes profit, you get a share of that. When you retire, you know you've got a stake in that business that'll create wealth for you, create legacy for you. None of us get that as employees. Here at DuePoint, I'm telling you that the channel of distribution that you build, the stake that you build here at DuePoint for yourself, that channel of distribution is treated as a legal asset that you have legal tender over. It means you own your channel of distribution. It means you can sell it. It means it will never retrench you. Asset can't retrench you. Your boss can. It means when you get to 60 or 65, your channel of distribution is not going to buy you a cake because you're retiring. Right? Why does your boss buy you a cake when you retire? Because they're not going to pay your salary next month. They're going to save a lot of money. That's the most valuable cake your boss has ever bought you. Right? I highlight that because the reality for a lot of South Africans is that we can't afford retirement. If you create an asset that you have ownership over, it doesn't stop paying you when you're 60 or 65. You don't have to go look for a job again. You don't have to start building your channel from scratch. You've built this asset over time, something that you've sacrificed time for, you've invested time into, that'll carry on paying you through your 60s, your 70s, your 80s, your 90s, your 100s. With the NHI, we're definitely going to live past 100. 110, and what happens to assets the day you die? Do they disappear? No. You've created legacy. You've created true wealth. That asset you get to seed in your will to your beneficiaries, to your spouse, your husband, your wife, to your children, perhaps to your grandchildren. You get to pass wealth on that you've created in your lifetime. And that's why I'm hoping that people will look at this business and go, I am happy. I am more comfortable sacrificing time into a business where I know I'm building something for myself. I'm not building wealth for someone else. And that's why this business is called social entrepreneurship. Because we're in partnership together. As a business, we cannot succeed without you, and you can't succeed without us. Right? We are dependent on one another. We get to succeed together in this business. And then finally, there's no selling involved. Out of our guests here, who thought they were going to be asked to sell something? You're all very quiet because you're all guilty. Right, by default, you think, what are we selling? What is my job in this business? What do you want me to do? What are you trying to get out of me? Well, it's not selling, right? We take care of the selling. I'm the insurance salesman. Do I look like an insurance salesman? Don't nod. I'm anything but an insurance salesman. But the business takes care of the sales. That's not your job. Your job is simply to go out and connect people to the opportunity. To the opportunity, right? All you have to do is convince someone out of necessity for them, to help them, is to come sit down for 35 minutes. Just come look. Come look at what the business has to show you. You decide. I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to sell anything to you. Just come sit down for 35 minutes. That is what your mandate becomes in this business, right? So there's no selling involved. And then because we've got financial products, it means we don't have stock and distribution issues. Did you look for boxes when you came to our offices? For the first time, did you say, where are the boxes? Where are the boxes? We don't have boxes. Everything's taken care of in the cloud by IT systems, stock and distribution, debit orders, all taken care of. You never have to even bat an eyelid with regards to product here at DuePoint. And it makes it so convenient to do this business, right? Because you can focus on going out and building this channel by connecting people. It has to begin with you. You have to make the decision to become a wealth engineer. right? A product owner here at DuePoint. And now to go out and start sharing this business with other people. And when you start doing that, people will join. They will. Opportunity is the greatest commodity in South Africa today. People are looking for opportunity at every corner. All you have to do is connect them to it. Right? This little example, you've connected 5 people to DuePoint successfully. Those 5 are going to go out and do what you did. They're going to tell other people. And this is where the power of duplication starts to show its face. This is where leverage is afforded to you. Right? And so I always say to people, make sure those 5 people, those people that you introduce, are good people, that you empower them, that you show them the power of DuePoint so that they become builders like you, people that go out and connect. Because this is the asset that you are building for yourself. This is what you own. This is what's paying you a return every single month. Next month you can decide, I'm not doing DuePoint, I'm not talking about DuePoint, I'm not connecting anyone, I'm not opening up my app, I'm not phoning head office, I'm not visiting head office. I do nothing next month. You think DuePoint's going to pay you? Yes. So the people are going, why will you pay me? Because we pay you for the channel that you build. We don't pay you for activity. We don't pay you for sales or commissions. It is a business where you get to create a stake in this company and get paid for what you've created every single month in the form of recurring income. And so we pay our wealth engineers a DuePoint return every single month, right? Based on 27 Rand 50 for every product that you have in what we call your qualified channel. So when you start building it, right, when you start connecting people, the people that you introduce personally to DuePoint, we call that your first point, right? So this is an explanation of how we pay our wealth engineers. On the first point, we actually pay you double 27 Rand 50 for every product on your first point. So in that example, we've got 5 people, but let's say this week you went out and connected 10 people successfully to DuePoint. DuePoint will be paying you 550 Rand every single month. Not once off, recurring. That's 6,000 Rand a year you've made for yourself in the space of a week. A week's work, right? Those people go out and connect other people. That's your second point. Point 2, you get paid 55 Rand again for every product in your qualified channel every month. And so out of point 1 and 2, if you had 100 people on those 2 points, now suddenly DuePoint's paying you 5,500 Rand a month. Not once off, recurring. That's 60,000 Rand a year that you've made for yourself at DuePoint. Right? And so on and so forth. The third point, the fourth point, the product gets further away from you. That multiplier reduces steadily all the way down to the 8th point. But there's a little plus next to the point 8. Why? Because we don't stop paying you at point 8. You will grow your channel way beyond point 8. And DuePoint will allow you to earn on every single one of those points beyond point 8. We will carry on paying you 4% of every single product in your qualified channel beyond that point. There's no limitation on how big your stake can get in this business. There's no limitation on how much money you can earn every single month in this business. Again, the antithesis of employment. It is the opposite of employment. In employment, you are told where you are stationed in life. You are, right? And it starts from a young age. You can trace it back to failing maths in grade 3. You can, right? You think about all those levels of education and experience, setting yourself up for eventually where you're going to be stationed in life. This box that you get put into saying this is the most you can earn. And even very experienced people, lawyers, accountants, CAs, right, engineers, they will still have a ceiling as to what they can earn. They're still told, well, engineer with this much experience, that's how much you can earn. 100,000 a month, that's the most. Or 150,000 Rand a month, that's the most. Here at DuePoint, I'm telling you, there's no ceiling. Think about that for a second. There's no ceiling. Insurance companies produce billionaire shareholders in this country. Do you want to be part of that? I'll say, yes, I want to be a billionaire. But that's how you have to think of it, right? Because we're offering you partnership to create a stake in this business. So that's how we pay and calculate our DuePoint returns. People want to know, well, how much money can I earn this month, this year? I need money now, right? I'm here out of necessity. I'm not here to think about and dream about becoming a billionaire in 30 years' time. I'm worried about now, right? And so we address the now. How much money can you earn in the next 6 months? We've built a 5-year projection to show you a 5-year story of typically what you could earn as a wealth engineer based on some activity. That activity in this example says connect 2 new people into your business, onto your first point, personally, every single month. 2 every month. That's all you have to do, right? If you want to follow these numbers, after 6 months, you'll be earning 2,500 Rand a month. It's a wonderful example because it's a little bit of money. And if I could get it for mahala, it's a lot of money. But now you're telling me I've got to work for 6 months to get that money. Connect 2 people every single month to get to 2,500 Rand. And so I use this. I don't watch Brendan's presentation, so I don't know what he says when he gets to 2,500 Rand. But I learned a lesson. I learned a lesson for myself giving this presentation, right? I've done this presentation probably close to 400 times now. And then probably after the first 100 times, I realized, you know what? 2,500 Rand. You know what the mistake is that we make? We look at that money. I look at that money. Let me not project. I look at that 2,500 Rand. I go, that's not a lot of money. Is that really worth 6 months of work? It's recurring, right? So maybe there's some value in that. But then I started to realize that I keep thinking like a consumer, a spender, someone who looks at money and goes, what value is this in terms of what can I buy with it? What can I buy with it? I can spend that in an hour in the local shopping mall, right? Easy. Can't we all? What we want to achieve at DuePoint is to get people to change. We want to make you wealthy, but we can't make you wealthy if you're not willing to change. What is that change that's required? It's about thinking differently about money. If you keep thinking like a consumer, you will never become wealthy. People who become wealthy look at money differently, especially recurring income, because recurring income affords you leverage. What kind of leverage? You can turn that 2,500 Rand into nearly R1 million in 11 years. That little 2,500 Rand that you could spend in a second at the shopping mall. But if you used it differently, it can empower you to get rid of your debt and put you on this path to becoming wealthy. Right? Here's an example. A 1 million Rand bond, a property, bonded property, 20 years, prime plus 2, your installments, 11,500 Rand a month. You put that little 22,500 Rand into that installment every single month. You'll pay the house off, not in 20 years, but in 11.5 years. It'll save you nearly 900,000 Rand in interest. Think about that for a second. The property is only worth $1 million, and you're telling me the interest portion that I'm going to save is nearly 900,000 Rand. How much is the bank making out of me? Because the bank is still making money out of you in this example. Get rid of your debt. Get rid of it as quickly as possible. If you're earning recurring income, that empowers you to get rid of debt quickly. We hope people will look at that, aspire to that. Month 12, you're earning nearly 9,000 Rand a month. After 2 years, you'll be close to earning 28,000 Rand a month. Remember, you're connecting 2 people every single month. After 3 years, nearly 50,000 Rand a month. After 4 years, you're going to be close to about 70,000 Rand a month. And then after 5 years, a 5-year journey in this business, connecting non-stop 2 people every single month, you're going to be close to 85,000 Rand a month. 85,000 Rand a month in recurring income. That's R1 million a year. That must feel great. To earn R1 million a year in your side business, wouldn't you love to tell your boss that? Imagine you mention that to your boss, right? You never told him, maybe you told him about DuePoint or her about DuePoint in the early days, and your boss probably told you, no, whatever, those things don't work. And then suddenly, 60 months later, you mention to your boss, my DuePoint business is paying me 85,000 Rand a month. I think your boss will look at you and think, did I miss? What did you say? That's where this business can take you. It's doing it for people already, right? And that's why an evening like this is so powerful, because we get to connect with people that this business is doing that for. And so our first wealth engineer, and her first time on stage is Yolanda du Toit. Yolanda, come stand up here with me. There you go. So before I unleash you on the crowd, let me look at your numbers. So Yolanda is from Ermelo, Mpumalanga, so thank you for driving all the way out. Been in our business for 6 months now. The value of a channel sitting at close to 2,500 Rand, and then those numbers below. You can see the personal work Yolanda's put in. She's connected 25 people personally on her first point, and those 25 people have helped to build a channel that's nearly 65 people in size, and that spans over 5 points. And that's in the space of 6 months, right? But if you speak to Yolanda, she'll say to you that she's only really been active for about 4 months, right? So we go look at her earnings. Your first month you qualified and got 165 Rand, and then that accelerated to over 1,000 Rand, and then that accelerated again to just under 2,000 Rand, and now this month 2,500 Rand. Imagine giving yourself a raise every single month. And so, Yolanda, I want you to tell us your story of this business. Your short story. 4 months, maybe 6 months. But the short story, let everyone know how it's been for you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Yolanda from Ermelo. I am a DuePoint-aholic. There's no other word to describe this. Once you get into this business, you will not let go. I promise you that. As Rob said, I've been in the business for 6 months on paper. I started the 31st of March. I was introduced by Philip Gendel. Hi, Philip. And so I basically got this video from him, and I thought, one of those things. And my was I surprised. It's not. You haven't seen anything like this. I have sold everything and anything in my life. If you gave me ice, I would have sold it to an Eskimo. So imagine my surprise when I saw there's no ice to sell. You just connect people. It's like the easiest thing to do, and you get money out of it. I did my homework. I got my videos, and I watched everything. I Googled everything. I Googled Rob. I Googled Brendan. I Googled Jane. Because, you're a bit skeptical getting into this business because most of us have been in these businesses in the past where you lose money. You put in money and you just lose money. With DuePoint, it's so nice because you don't lose because you don't put in. It's like, it's so easy. It's just so easy. When Philip also explained to me, I thought, what's the catch? How can you get money and you don't buy anything or sell anything? It's too good to be true. And then I did my homework, as I said, about for like 2 weeks. The 15th of April, I started only. Remember, I came in the 31st of March, and like 2 weeks I was like hovering and not doing anything. So the 15th of April, I binged on videos. I think my XP went up in 2 weeks with like 72,000. But I just watched videos. And one thing I realized is if you watch your videos, you train. And if you train, you definitely can do this business. I don't like it when people say to me, I can't do this, or what do I do? The first thing I ask them is, have you watched your training? Because DuePoint has thought of everything. I have a wealth engineer in my channel, Albie, in Kimberley. Hi, Albie. Albie said to me, the first thing he said to me was, he has been in network marketing schemes and stuff for, sorry, stuff. This is not stuff, people. For about 10 years. So that is what he does. And he said to me, you know what, Yolanda, this is the first multi-level marketing thing I have been in that has thought of everything. He said in the past there was stuff that was short. DuePoint has really thought of everything. There is support, there's technology, there's mentors, there's people helping you. I remember the first time I came to head office, I was like so starstruck. I went to Dania and said, I saw you on TV. I went to Paul and said, I also saw you, and I met Marsha and I met him, and then I met Rob and I met everybody, and it was like it was amazing. I started then slowly but surely. I didn't have time. I work half a day. And then I've got a decor business that I do in the afternoons from my house. I've got 2 children. That is a job on its own. I speculate with loose goods on auction. So I basically have 4 jobs. But you make time. You just have to make time. Even if it's half an hour, even if it's an hour, it's not a race. You do it on your own pace. It's not a competition. It's not who's at the end first. You do it on your pace. So I started off very slowly, and I thought, okay, this might work, you know. And then I remember the first time I got my first check, it was 165. I felt like a millionaire. It was like, wow, they paid me, you know. I was like, so woo. And then I thought, okay, let me just put a little bit in this, because now I got this 165, and I thought, I just wasted time. What would it have been if I just put in like a little bit more time? So then I put in that time, and I actually got, I remember on the group I said, my salary this month is 1,300 and I think 95. And the one guy said, he likes it because you're calling it a salary and not an extra income. And I said to him, currently, this is my salary and my job is my extra income. That's how I see it, because you have to be serious about DuePoint. If you're not serious about it, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to be one of those people saying it's not working, and I'm telling you, there's no 2 ways about it. It's working. The second month, I increased my salary by another 1,000 rand, and I'm actually thinking by November it's going to be another 1,000 on top of that. So I actually said this afternoon to Brendan and Rob, who in South Africa, I actually think who in the world can say that they give themselves an increase by 1,000 rand a month? There's no way you can do that. I mean, in future I hope it's going to be 10,000 a month. It's definitely, that's my goal, so we'll get there. But yeah, DuePoint is really, it's a company that empowers you. It's a company that looks at people. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be pink, blue, black, white, culture-wise, race-wise. They really accommodate everybody. They support for everybody. If you can't do this business, you're not using the support system. I mean, when I walked in here, I think it was on Saturday, I met Anna, and I said to her, hi, Anna, it's Yolanda. I phone you about every week, you know, and I'm like, pleased to meet you, but yeah. She's just like helping you. They're not unfriendly. And then the main thing that I want to tell you is just keep on connecting people. It's as they say, but most important, you have to watch your videos. I watch my videos Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, like except for Sunday and Monday because there's nothing on. So I know at one stage my husband came into the room and he said to me, aren't you just sick and tired of these voices? Because if I come into the room, it's Rob or Brendan. And I said to him, you can't just get sick and tired of this because they motivate you the whole time. And then I realized as soon as I catch a dip, because sometimes you do get like negative, sometimes you feel like, is it really going to work? You know, you don't get people sometimes. But you know what? The good days are better and more than the bad days, definitely. And if you watch the training videos or the intros, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays, you will never get demotivated, I can promise you that. Because just as you think you get that dip, Rob comes with a new thing and then you're like, oh, let me try that because I haven't thought of that yet. So, yeah, that is basically my whole story.
And what motivates you?
What motivates me is, the main thing is, I've got 2 children. So my daughter is currently grade 11 and she has the grades and everything to go and study, and she wants to study medicine. Medicine, any university fees, it's expensive. And I told them also this afternoon, I would love to be in a position where I can pay for her studies and don't have to go and look in somebody's eyes, don't go and take out a loan because that equals debt. I just want to provide for my children and don't like go into debt to do that, because then you just go like backwards and not forwards. And then my son is 11, so he's got a way to go, but if I do it right with her, they say the second time around it's better. So if I can if I can make like 10,000, 9,000, maybe 15,000 by the time she hits university. By the time he's in university, I can get about 40 or 80,000, I hope. so yeah, that it motivates you. And the main thing is, it doesn't matter who you are. Just work for yourself. Don't go and look at your channel or the person who introduced you or you earning more than me, or then you're just going to demotivate yourself. That's the main thing. And the thing is, you have to push yourself.
And you had a quote for us?
I have a quote, yes. And then I want to leave you with this quote. I actually almost forgot it this afternoon, but I've got it. It's by Miss USA 2016, Deshana Barber. She says, "Don't fear failure, but please be terrified of regret." And definitely, if you're going to fear doing this business, you're going to regret it in 3 years' time when I'm sitting, no, correction, in 1 year's time when I'm sitting in Mauritius.
Thanks, Yolanda. Yeah, I can certainly resonate with that motivation, wanting to give your children just the best opportunity that you can, right? And Mauritius helps. So we're very excited. If Yolanda carries on, you know, she's at 2,500 rand after 6 months, so she's following that 5-year plan. 85,000 rand a month in 5 years. You can put both kids through med school. So we have thousands of people joining this business every single month, and you're free to go look at all those testimonies that we've been doing for the last nearly 4 years. 4 years of people whose lives have changed, who have been doing this business. I always ask them the question, why is it still worth it? Why do you still keep doing the business? Right? And everyone has their reason why they're doing the business. And the common thing is that the system is doable by anybody. So it doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what your experience is, it doesn't matter what the education level is, it doesn't matter what your background is. Everyone has the freedom to make a choice for themselves to do this business. On top of our returns program, we've got even more benefit for our wealth engineers in the form of a rewards program. So the rewards program works like this. When your channel starts to build and get to these milestones, which we call ranks, there are additional rewards waiting for you. And so most of the rewards are cash checks, but there are some that are not cash checks. They come in the form of tools to help you build your business more effectively. At rank 5, we've got a business toolkit, which is made up of DuePoint merchandise. I'm someone that's been working in advertising for the last 25 years. I understand the value of creating the best first impression that you can with anyone, and even a lasting impression, right? And merchandise plays into that kind of idea, is that you create a good first impression. And so you don't have to wait for rank 5 to get it for free. You can buy merchandise from day 1 at DuePoint, right? And arm yourself with merchandise that helps people look at you and go, right, this looks like a credible business. They look like they believe in the business. They look like they've invested in this business. I can trust them more. Maybe I will go see that 35-minute presentation. And then at rank 7, we take that a big step further, because we spend an absolute fortune on business cards for you, because they are business cards that they represent everything about DuePoint, about this opportunity being head and shoulders above every other business opportunity. These business cards that we get you, we spend 17,000 Rand on one set of cards for you. Because when you go sit down with someone and you're able to give them a 17,000 Rand business card, you know in full confidence that every other business opportunity they've looked at in the past and the ones they might consider in the future, no one's got business cards like this. There is no business like DuePoint, right? And so these business cards help you connect people successfully into the business. And then at rank 9, so we are very close to the next rank 9 trip. Our current rank 9s are getting very itchy. They can't wait. Pumi, Donnie, Marsha Ruloff, Ricky Lynette. Are your shoes off? You know, put your feet in the sand. Just pretend. right? But we still got work to do before our rank 9 trip, which is at the beginning of December. But rank 9, when you get there, you've got 1,000 products in your qualified channel. You're earning around 20,000 Rand a month, every single month from DuePoint, and then you get this invitation from DuePoint that says, we invite you and your family to our rank 9 international conference, where you get to come with us to spend 7 days away at a 5-star luxury resort on an island with your family. It's all expenses paid trip, right? To the point where we come pick you up at your house. We don't want you to spend a cent on this trip. And you honestly get to spend a week like a millionaire. Not a rand millionaire. A dollar millionaire, right? Because we want you to taste, we want your family to taste where DuePoint wants to take you permanently. Permanently. And this is it's just a taste. It's a slice of a week where you get to enjoy the work that you've done in this business. Right? And I want to share with you our last 2 years that we've had our Rank 9 conference. And so I invite everyone to take their shoes off and pretend their feet are in the sand. And I remind you that it's available for everybody. Every single person sitting here and watching us on the live stream, you're invited to Mauritius. How does that look? And if you go to our Facebook page today, you will see the resort we're going to in, 7 weeks? 7 weeks, right? So go take a look at the new resort, Latu's Rock in Mauritius, another beautiful 5-star resort. And then 2 ranks later, at rank 11, we spend R250,000 Rand buying you a brand new car that we pay for cash here at DuePoint, but we place it in your name, and you get to drive it off our parking lot with some fanfare and celebration. And that evening, you get to go to bed knowing that you've got this brand new car in your garage and no debit order at the end of the month. How much closer are you to becoming wealthy in this business? This is rank 11. Rank 11's been achieved in under 24 months by some wealth engineers. And the rewards program goes up to rank 28. We have so much in store for you at this business. No one even knows how much, right? Because we don't reveal all the ranks to everybody. But you're most certainly rewarded with success in this business because you've helped build this business. Our business exists because of you, right? And that's what we get to invite you to partner with us in this business. And so with that, our second wealth engineer is a lady from Knysna in the Western Cape, Theresa. She's been in the business for quite a while, but she's been very busy moving and, by an admission, a little distracted. And so she's only really been involved in the business for the last 3 months. You can see her income is sitting at close to 5,000 Rand. She's got 15 people she's introduced to the business. We talk about leverage in the business, being able to enjoy the power of duplication. For every person she's connected on her first point, she's had another 9 people standing behind them. Imagine every single person you connected, you knew there were another 9 people who were going to join your business because of the one person you connected. That's the power of duplication, right? And so Theresa has been very kind to send us a video all the way from Knysna. So let's listen to what she has to say.
Good evening. My name is Theresa Lillis. I'm from Knysna in the Western Cape. I am 63 years of age, divorced, 4 children, and am developing the business, the DuePoint business, on a full-time basis. Let me just tell you a little bit about how I was introduced to the DuePoint business. 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago, I was living in Port Elizabeth, and I was at that stage involved in another business which was very similar to the DuePoint business because it also had the it had the debit order system, which is really why I actually liked the business. But what I was finding that towards the last few years that I was involved in the business, we were getting quite disillusioned because our money it kept on dropping and kept on getting less and less. They had a system where after 1 year, your money was reduced. So you kept on having to replace people, and not only replace people, but add more if you wanted to earn more. So we were just finding that we were just working harder and harder with no results. And we're always on the lookout for something else. But of course, we couldn't find anything that was actually better. And I was very loyal to the company. So when Wendy showed me this DuePoint business, we actually were so excited about it, we couldn't believe our eyes because, number one, the earnings were 5 times greater than what we were earning. The online presence was absolutely fantastic. The business was very, very professional, and we knew that we could introduce this business to our peers. And of course, the cherry on the top of the cake was the fact that when you got to a certain level, or when you had a certain number of products in your business, you were taken on a 5-star, 7-day luxury holiday. And not only were you taken on this holiday once, but if you maintained that product count, you were taken on that holiday every single year for the rest of your life. I mean, I've never seen anything so fantastic in the business I was in before. We also had overseas trips, and I'd been on 2 of those, but you had to work every single year in January. It was a competition, and you had to start from scratch to get on the trip. And often you actually gave up before you even started because you knew you had to compete against people that had been in the business for much longer than you, were much better than you, etc., etc. So when I saw that, I was very, very excited, and I immediately joined the business. Of course, we also saw the idea of the car, to be given R250,000 to go and buy yourself a motor vehicle. I mean, that was really also fantastic. My car is very old and it needs to be replaced. So I just worked it out. Well, if it takes me 3 to 5 years, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to definitely do it. So I joined the business, and the first month that I was in the business, I was very excited. I ran out there and I introduced people. I couldn't contain my enthusiasm. Then, as circumstances went, I decided to reallocate to Knysna from Port Elizabeth. When I arrived in Knysna, I got distracted. I got distracted because I had to find accommodation, I had to find myself a job, and I started working in Knysna. And I didn't forget about DuePoint, it was always there, but I just didn't have the same focus that I had in that first month when I was in Port Elizabeth. I potted around with the business. Every now and again I introduced a few people. I've carried on working. At one stage I was working in the evening, I was working during the day. And then I actually, for 3 full months, I didn't do DuePoint at all. I didn't even see a person, speak to a person. And then I got started again, introduced 1 or 2 people here and there. But in all in the years that I was doing that, I was earning a few hundred rand every month, and I was just basically going nowhere. So in May this year, I attended a conference, the DuePoint Encounter in Port Elizabeth, and I decided then and there that I actually had to get serious, because even though I had a job and I was earning money, I was able to pay my rent and I was able to, pay for everything and save. I knew that my time was running out. Let's face it, I'm in my 60s, and what was I going to do in a few years' time when I didn't have a job, when I got too old to work? So I knew that I had to get stuck in and get serious about DuePoint. So I did. That's exactly what I did. It was just a decision I made, that I just had to finally stop, just change my ideas and just stop letting things and people and everything else distract me. And I said to Jane at the conference that I would definitely, I was going to get serious now, and I would reach rank 3 by September. Well, I went back to Knysna and I did get serious. In July, I left my job. I was offered a full-time job, and I decided no, I wasn't going to do it. And I just really got together, got the people that were in my business, and we sat down together and we said, come on guys, let's now really work this business properly. And that's in actual fact what we've been doing for the last few months. We've really been actually having good fun. We meet every single week. We have a weekly training. We watch videos together. We meet on a Saturday. We watch the presentation. And we're all very, very excited about this opportunity. We cannot understand why a person doesn't want to do this business, because there is just so much on offer. What I'd like to say is, especially to the women, there are a lot of women in my situation in life where they are starting to head towards retirement. And what is going to happen when you retire? There are only the 2 options. I mean, you're going to rely on the government. You only get paid 1,700 rand a month. You cannot live on that. Or you're going to rely on your children. Do you want to rely on your children? I certainly don't. I've got 4 children and they've offered to look after me when I get older. But I don't want to be sitting there hoping to get a handout, or hoping to be able to get some money, or to ask for food, or to anything. I just don't want to be in that situation. And I also want to do a lot of traveling. All my children are off my hands now, and I actually want to finally get back to the way I was before I had children. I want to put my backpack on my back and go traveling around the world. Now through DuePoint, I know that I can do it. And I'd just really like to encourage all the ladies out there to do this business. Get out there. It is really not difficult. All you have to do is find other like-minded people and show them the business. A lot of ladies as well have got, especially single women, have got children that they're looking after, and it's a struggle to survive. I know, I've had experience of it. But through this business, it can help you, whether you're earning an extra 1,000 rand a month, whether you're earning an extra 5, extra 10, it doesn't matter. It's going to all help. And through the training that DuePoint have put together with the videos, etc., and the live stream presentations, there's absolutely no reason why you can't be successful in this business. The main thing is just to keep on showing people and never, ever, ever give up. To my team in Knysna and Port Elizabeth, I'd like to say thank you very much for your commitment. It's great fun. We're going to carry on working together every single week. They know what I'm like. I'm like their, as Elodie likes to call me, their boss, but I hate being called a boss. I go and tell them, what we should be doing and get them going every single week. But we are planning to get to Mauritius at the end of next year. So let's do a team. I'll be in Port Elizabeth this weekend, and I hope to see all the PE guys. And let's just work together, and don't worry about the no's, don't worry about the cancellations. Just keep on working, and you will definitely be successful. Thank you.
It's been great watching Theresa becoming so active in the last 3 months. She's been able to double her income every single month in the last 3 months by just being more active in the business. And as she said, when she was inactive for 18 months, DuePoint still paid her every single month. All right? Our business is very much built on the products that we've innovated. Our opportunity in this business is not the only aspect of DuePoint that speaks to wealth creation. Our products have been designed and innovated around wealth creation and wealth protection, right? And so our first product is Access Wealth. It is an investment and an insurance product rolled into one. It's going to cost you 324 Rand a month. 100 Rand of that goes into a tax-free investment fund in your name. You've got full access to that tax-free investment fund. And then the insurance portion is 120,000 rands worth of personal accident death cover. With all our products, we've designed them to be accessible to everybody without discrimination against your health, against your age. And so with Access Wealth, as long as you're over the age of 18, it doesn't matter what your health status is. It doesn't matter how old you are. That 324 is the same for everybody. The same goes with Wealth Guard. Wealth Guard is strictly insurance. It's going to cost you only 249 Rand a month, and you get R1 million worth of personal accident death cover through this product. And again, anyone over the age of 18, doesn't matter what your health status is. We're not going to ask your blood sugar when you put in a claim. The product is accessible to everybody at the same price. And then we've got funeral cover in the form of Family Wealth. This is probably the best funeral cover product on the market at the moment in South Africa. It starts at 299 Rand a month. It affords you 20,000 Rands worth of funeral cover. You get to include 5 family members under that cover. And then as the principal member, you also get up to 10,000 Rands worth of debt protection. You can increase this cover to 30,000 Rand as well as up to 10 family members. This product, however, has an age limit of, well, not an age limit, but an entry limit of 69 years of age. So you have to get in on this funeral cover product before you turn 70. But once you're undercover, it becomes whole of life. So you can live to 120, you'll still be covered by this funeral cover product. And there you can see no excluded pre-existing conditions. Again, we do not discriminate against your health status or your age with this product. The premium is the same for everybody. And then we've got a new product in the form of Legal Guard. So Legal Guard is going to cost you 249 Rand a month. This gives you access to legal services, in other words, to a lawyer, up to the value of 250,000 Rand. That can cover most legal expenses, I hope. Otherwise, you're in really big trouble. And you have access to this 24 hours a day, 365 days a week. It'll also give you support with regards to agreements and contracts and going to the CCMA with you and all those issues that you typically face from a legal standpoint. This product is very much designed with wealth protection in mind, because from a liability point of view, legal indemnity can cost you an absolute fortune if you get yourself into trouble. So that's our new Legal Guard product. And then finally, we have Wealth Points. Wealth Points is a lifestyle product. It costs you 299 Rand a month. It aims to lower your monthly expenditure. So in other words, it tries to get you to spend less, not by curving your shopping, but by allowing you access to the discounts and the services that we've negotiated with a list of businesses that you see there. And so if you become a Wealth Points member, you get to engage in all those companies and enjoy those discounts and services, and hopefully spend less, reduce your monthly expenditure. That allows you to get to wealth a lot sooner if you're not spending as much every single month, and maybe gets to mitigate that inflation that seems to be getting all of us. For those of us that need money now, so the Achiever Quest is the way to make money now. Our business is very much built on long-term in mind. Wealth is only built with long-term in mind. But we appreciate at the same time that you are out here through necessity, right? And so we've got an incentive, a quest that allows you to earn a lot of money in the short term. You don't have to wait for your channel to build, for that duplication to take place. Because if you achieve one of our Achiever Quest tiers or levels, you get to enjoy a lot of money on top of the returns and rewards that we pay you. So if you're able to connect 10 new wealth engineers on your first point in a single month who pay successfully in that same month, we will pay you an additional 5,000 Rand on top of your current return. If you do 20 people, we'll give you 10,000 Rand. If you do 30 people, we'll give you an additional 15,000 Rand. Your first month as a wealth engineer at DuePoint, if you connect a person a day for the month, who all pay successfully in the same month, you'll be earning that quest 15,000 Rand plus at least another 1,500, so 16,500 in your first month. And you can do this every single month at DuePoint. Every single month you can hit these Achiever Quest numbers. If you do 30 a month for a year, for 12 months, DuePoint will make you a millionaire in a year. So just know that. Those are the incentives in place. If you can do a person a day for 1 year, DuePoint will make you a millionaire in 12 months. Go home and plan that. Think about it. And with that, we have very experienced wealth engineers. They joined us on day one. Patrick and Puma come join me on stage. So you can see some of their credits from last year. So they probably enjoyed probably the fastest growing channel in our business. They today have one of the biggest channels at DuePoint. You can see the achievements in 2018 at our Converge Awards earlier this year. They achieved the most Wealth Quest in 2018. They achieved the most XP earned in 2018. They have the most first pointers that joined their business in 2018, and they were awarded the most consistent business over 2018. So lots to celebrate. I've asked Pumi this evening if she could share with us, because they've done many testimonies. You're free to go look at the training they've given and the tips that they've given. But this evening I've asked Pumi to share with us, just to go back and understand again why she joined this business perhaps, and why they are still doing it today. What has truly motivated you to do this business? And then Patrick is going to share their journey. So it's been 3.5 years. What does their 3.5 years look like? What are those highlights? He's going to share those highlights with us. Patrick's looking nervous because there's been so many of them. He's going to try to remember them in order. So I'm going to give the floor to them.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to see a lot of you. You've got so much hope. You're excited. And I know I once sat there as well. We came first time for the business here. We listened to the presentation, and we're like, we're going for it. But we had a why we're doing DuePoint. The biggest why we're doing DuePoint is for our kids. That is the first thing. And why we decided to DuePoint, I personally did not want to see myself working from 8 to 5. And I wanted to personally raise my own kids. And the benefit of that today, I'm raising intelligent kids because I do my own homeworks. So thank you to DuePoint for offering this opportunity. We sat like this one day and at DuePoint, and we're thinking everything that have been said, how we can achieve this. But one thing that I can tell you about it, the whole thing about this business lays on the doing part. You can be excited about going to Mauritius. I love going to Mauritius because I'm going there everywhere. Anyway, I can talk the whole day about Mauritius, the food and everything. But you know what? Whenever you say Mauritius, there's no way you can miss the food part. But you'll understand the Mauritius with time. So why, like the doing part was, immediately after the presentation, we got home, both of us, we got home. When we got home, he was busy on his phone, phoning his friends. I was busy on my own phone as well, phoning friends. Remember that it was the first presentation. I did not know what I was saying to them, but one thing that I know, I said, you must come and see this. That is all you have to say, because, it's the first time you come in here, you attending the presentation, you can't tell me that you understood everything here. But anyway, all I can say is their excitement and the energy that on the presentation that was done by, I think it was Brandon, and we were facing that side at that time. It was just so amazing, and I just had to share the opportunity, which it goes back what Yolanda was saying now, is that it's all about sharing the opportunity. That's the only thing. There was no special thing that we did, but one thing down the line, I think 6 months, 8 months, when we looked down the line, it was 9 months. I don't know, I can't remember. But we qualified for Mauritius. I don't know how did you do it. Please don't come and ask me how did I do it. But all I can say is we qualified for Mauritius, because once we started by sharing the opportunity, we were sitting like this. If tonight you're going to go home and sleep, you're not going to go to Mauritius. But just share the opportunity. You guys are so lucky, because when we qualified for Mauritius, we were the guinea pigs. We were the first one to qualify for Mauritius, and it was achievable. So you guys, at least you've got testimonies of the people that have done it, people that you can point. So there's no reason that we can't have all of you next year to Mauritius. So we shared the opportunity. I remember the last call that I've made, it was around 2 o'clock. Remember, we were from presentation here. Around 2 o'clock, and I'm phoning a friend. I'm saying, my friend, you just have to see this. And this friend of mine was like, my friend, did you check the time? I'm actually going to work tomorrow. I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm going to phone you in the morning then. It was already in the morning anyway, 2 o'clock, you know. So I'm trying to say to you, it's all about, again, sharing the opportunity, guys. We've got now, I mean, when we started with DuePoint, we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have a lot of things. There's Facebook content of DuePoint. It gives you an opportunity to share the content. If you don't know what to share, you don't know what to say, just go like Facebook page of DuePoint, share the content, and see what is going to happen to your business. So again, it's all about sharing the opportunity. There's no special formula. It's all about doing, sharing the opportunity, and yeah. Yes, Rob.
Thank you. That's perfect. Pat, tell us. Pumi almost forgot she was married. Patrick, give us a highlights reel of 3.5 years with DuePoint.
Good evening, guys. So I won't be able to talk like Pumi. She's a woman. Okay. Again, you guys are lucky because that time we started from zero. There were no testimonies and everything. And for you guys, it's so easy because there is testimonies. There is things that you can share. Okay. Again, as Pumi was saying, you guys are so lucky. We used to face that side, but now you guys are facing the front. That means there is no way of you failing in this business. Okay. Oh, I don't know where to start. It's okay, but this business changed my life. I remember the first rewards of 55 rand, Rob. Rob whenever he present, he used to talk about 55 rand. He said, when you get to rank 1, you're going to get 55 rand for a piece of cake. Rob, you won't believe that same 55 rand was like 55,000 for us because it was something that it was like an extra to us. Let me just jump to rank 7. It's where we became like celebs, carrying the different business card. When you give a person this business card, they used to ask, what are you doing? Then I used to tell them I'm a wealth engineer. Because it's written here, wealth engineer, not network. I'm not a networker. I'm a wealth engineer. I create wealth in South Africa. So that's what I do. Okay. Rank 9. No, not rank 9. Rank 8. We were pushing to try to grow the money. Okay, because with DuePoint we used to get increase each and every month. If like this month was this, next month was like more. And I remember Jane she called us in the morning, so like about 9:30. She said, Pumi, please, can you just rush to the office where you are? Then Pumi said, no, we're sitting in the house. She said, okay, just rush and come to the house. At least we're lucky because we left everything what we were doing. We focused on DuePoint. The time she called in the morning, we were just sitting. We were even bored. She said to us, you must come to the office. She's got something for us. Then we didn't know what she's talking about because we even forgot about rank 8, what you get in rank 8. Okay. When you come, she called us, she called Rob. Rob was coming with the camera. There were no studio like this one where I was sitting today. She called us on the corner there. And Jane came with a blank check. We're so confused. What's this now? She said, stand there. That was so quick. She was doing it. Hey, Jane, I don't know where she's learning all the styles. She gave us, she took the picture. Then she said to us, guys, congrats. It was on the 17th. And on the 18th, on the next day, 20,000 cash in my bank account, not in a machine like what you doing in your business. In a bank account, 20,000. Okay. Then we started pushing again. Then we went to rank 9. I remember it was in Monte Cassino. That's why I always go to sign people in Monte Cassino because it's where they upgraded me. So when I was there in Monte Cassino, lot of people, they came, they were wearing suit, they were dressing so nice just to come and clap their hands for us because we are ranked 9. Then they gave us the trophy. This was very nice trophy. If you can go to my testimonies, you're going to see like I'm holding like this in the rank 9 to say we're going to Mauritius. Again, when we're coming back from Mauritius, I remember Brandon, he say, we mustn't take money when we're going, we mustn't go with money. But I wanted to take my money, Rob, because I wasn't sure that for true they're going to be able to. Yes. When I was at the airport, because we were so excited, I put my cash on the side of the bed. Then when I'm at the airport, Pumi wanted to buy airtime. Then when I'm checking, there is no cards. Then I was like, start to be worried now because we don't have money. And it was the first time we're going to Mauritius. Ooh, in Mauritius it was so nice, guys. It was so nice. We were eating. I almost drink. I don't even drink, but I was almost drinking because everyone was drinking there. Oh. Then when we come back from Mauritius again, another blank check again. They call us again to come to the office. They take a picture. They say congra. On the next day, 50,000 cash in my bank account. Not, guys, in those scales, this thing that you're playing. On the next day, the thing is gone. It in my bank account. I even went to the shop to buy food. On the next day again, I went to buy food. I never, when I go, say 00, like all this that I always say. Then we went to rank 11. We used to change ranks every month. We used to just go like this. We went to rank 11. On rank 11, again they call us Stacy. He called Pumi. He say, Pumi, rush to the garage, choose whatever car that you want. Brandon is going to pay for it. How? They pay for that car. They gave us the car outside. Go to YouTube channel and search. You're gonna see that car. The time was getting the car outside. More stories again. After rank 11, it's invisible now. It's not now. I'm not going to tell what's there, but there's more money on after rank 11. Rank 12. Can you count? Son, Bobby. Can you count on rank 12? What you see there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Count it again. It's 6. That means after the car, it was 6 digit. It was 6 digit that we were earning after got a car. But we are not special, guys. We sit like this, just like you, as you're sitting. I know some of you don't trust DuePoint. Guys, this thing is working. If you just tell yourself, believe to yourself, it's going to happen. That's all.
Thank you, Pat. Thank you, guys. You can grab a seat. I'll remind Pumi, she said earlier she doesn't know how they did it. I can tell you how you did it. In their first 12 months, they personally connected 100 people into their business. They started at 0. We didn't have a Facebook page then. We didn't have a DuePoint app. There was no testimony. This was a brand new business that they took a step of faith in. And they did that in 12 months. 1,000 products in their channel. They were earning nearly 20,000 Rand a month. And we got to award them at that national conference, our first ranked 9s in the business. So thank you for your belief. Because that belief, you have to earn it. You have to earn it. And we earned it, right? We had to do 12 months with them. We had to give them the checks, take them to Mauritius. It's going to be the 3rd time they're joining us in Mauritius this year. And so it's very exciting because 3.5 years is a short time. It's a short time. And they've built so much for themselves here at DuePoint. A little bit of background on our business, because anyone going away from here, I want you to, if you consider becoming partners in this business, I most certainly want you to be proud partners in this business. And so I know you might have arrived here this evening with some skepticism. You might have put us in the box with other businesses. But I hope this evening has enlightened you to trust that DuePoint is not like other businesses. We've built something here that we believe is unique. It's accessible to everybody with this great aspiration of changing people's lives, no matter what your background and where you're from or what station in life you believe you've been put in. And so I want you to go educate yourself about our business. Go to our principal site. Go to Constantia's website. Go find out about them. Go look at our 70-year track record. Know that we're listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. And so as a listed company, we get audited publicly every single year. And we are, of course, regulated by the FSCA as an insurance company. So there's the FSP number that we operate under. That's our insurance license. We've got a number of financial licenses that we operate under. Go to the FSCA website. Go type in Constantia. Go look at those licenses. You're welcome to take a photo of the licenses. They're up on display in the foyer. My point is that you need to, if you have any skepticism, get rid of it. Because if you are going to keep yourself accountable to connecting people, if you're going to place that responsibility on yourself to connect other people into this business, you have to trust this business that you've partnered into, right? Because you now have responsibility of connecting people into this business, right? And they will see that trust, that belief in your eyes. And so go do that for yourself. And so the decision I hope that you make this evening, like Pumi alluded to, was about being intentional. It's not about joining this business. Joining this business doesn't do anything for you. It's once you join the business, what are you going to do this evening? Are you going to be like them? Are you going to start making lists tonight, go to bed late, contact people in the morning? Could you sign someone up into the business at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning, like they did? Their first check was only a couple of $100 in the business, right? And so I hope that decision is an intentional one. And then getting started, quick 4 steps to start earning at DuePoint. Not joining, earning. Earning is the goal here at DuePoint, right? Step number 1 is go register yourself as a wealth engineer, right? So the person hosting you can help you do that. Download the DuePoint app for yourself. That is your business tool that you'll run on your smartphone. And then go watch the training videos. Go educate yourself in this business. It is not a 5-year degree. It's 30 days. It's probably 30 days where you just immerse yourself in all that training. And the training is not only about the system. It's about personal development. It's about motivation. It's about how you deal with people, right? Go watch that training and then go connect 3 people in the meantime, right? So from day 1, you make those lists. You go speak to people, fumble over your words. Feel the rejection. Let it wash over you. Let it wash over you, because that's part of business. It's not part of this business. It's part of business. Right? If you're not client-facing, you are often protected from it as employees. But the businesses that you even work for, they are people that endure rejection. They are business owners. They are executives. They're shareholders that endure that. You've got to endure that here. You've got to take that on, right? But the moment you have 3 people, then you, like Yolanda, you're going to get an SMS from the bank that says, DuePoint has credited you with 165 Rand. That little 165 Rand, it starts to grow from that point. 4 easy steps, right? So that becomes your first goal. Connect 3 people into the business. A reminder of the platforms that we're on social media so that you can keep engaged with us all the time. You must feel like you're part of DuePoint daily, right? And we do that through technology, through the app, through our client service team, through the platforms that we have available for you. And then the app, the DuePoint app's available on Android and Apple devices. We've got a merchandise store on our website that allows you to order any merchandise for yourself so that you can empower yourself, you can invest in your business to make you more successful out there. And with that, I thank you for your time this evening. I hope you enjoyed the testimonies. I hope they resonated with you. And my wish for every audience that I have the pleasure of addressing is sincerely, we are in the last quarter of the century. Think about that. Of the decade, sorry, not the century. Of the decade. The last 3 months of the decade, and then we enter into a new decade. But I'm hoping that in these last 3 months, you get to build prosperity for yourself, where you get to engage in a business and build something for yourself, right? as partners in this business, get to build the stake that starts to create sustainable wealth for yourself. That is my hope for you, that you're able to do that for yourself, so that you have this hope where you get to see this December can perhaps be the best December you ever have. A stress-free January. And maybe you come with us to Mauritius next year. And perhaps you have a car in your garage with no debit order the year after that. And there's so much more to come in this business. Right? We've mapped out, like I said, we want people to look at this business and go, I can invest my time, my lifetime in this business, because I'm building something not only for myself, for my family, for generations to come. We've built that business like that, so that you can commit to it in the long term, because you deem it worthy. Right? I'm not forcing you to. I want you to make the decision. Yes, this looks good. So I invite you into this partnership. Go speak to the person hosting you, and have a wonderful rest of your evening making lists. Good night.